so for today's pour, I am inspired by Element 65 Terbium that I looked out in this book, and it's a book of different elements. And so the reason why I think this element is super awesome is that one of its alloys can actually change shape when it's next to magnetic fields. And so at the end of the pour, what I'm going to try to do is also change the shape of my piece and see, hopefully that works. So yes, this is another experiment. I hope you enjoy it just as much as I do. Alright, so today we're going to do very vibrant terbium is used is to dope or add it to glass for decorative purposes, and so they actually show the teardrop that is like super red, and then in the middle it looks like it has like a dark middle, but it really is not. It's more like shadows, but I kind of want to mimic that with how I pour this. So the purple, I'm hoping it's going to give me the shading to get that part in the middle. And so I'm gonna try to tilt off so that the purple is surrounded by more vibrant red color, which I should be able to get from the carmine and the rouge and the copper together. So fingers crossed that this works. So now I'm just tilting back and forth to see more or less how the piece is going to move. And then so here I decide that it's moving pretty fluid, but so I don't want to put necessarily a flow extender, but I do want to put additional paint so that as it moves and it eats itself, it's gonna eat it the outside. And so I'm putting some copper on the outside. So so here I'm supposed to I'm trying to do like a straight circle, and obviously it's not working, but since I'm trying to mimic more of a teardrop shape, it's okay. And like I said, so this is not a flow extender, this is regular paint that I would have put in the pour anyway, but the way I'm trying to use it is as like the outside part of the organic pour, so that as it moves, it eats that part first, and then hopefully I still keep majority of my pour. Now, as I look at this, because at first I thought about putting black cherry instead of this purple, but black cherry tends to dry really, really dark. And so although I wanted to achieve this dark part in the middle, I didn't want it to be black as it is in the picture that's in the book, but because I want this to be a feeling of that teardrop glass piece, but not necessarily exactly that. So just kind of the sense or the idea, the illusion, the feeling of this teardrop. And so that's why I decided not to do the black cherry, but the purple, well, depending on how it dries. So we'll see how it dries. But for now, I'm just trying to cover my canvas, and it's moving, like I said, the paint is moving quite fluidly, so I think I won't have any problems. The only issue really is that probably I'm thinking the copper is the one that had a lot of nuggets in it, because the other ones I tried to strain, and so I think a lot of my metallics, when I've had it, even if I had them in a bottle, a squeeze bottle, they still get these nuggets. Like they start drying at the top, and so then I get these little metallic nuggets. And if I can get a sense of those when the piece is still wet and can actually pull them out, then they dry. And like I said, I like texture in my paintings, but not everyone does. And so ideally I'd be able to catch all these. Now, some of them are too small for me to figure that they're there, and some I just can't get to. So what I'm trying to do is trying to strain all my paints when I'm doing my pours, but sometimes if I'm thinking that I'm not going to use a paint and I don't strain it, and then in the middle of the pour I decide to go for it, then sometimes I have issues. Now, so here I picked up the original cup of the paint so that I can cover the edges that did not get covered. And so overall I achieved a vibrant color. Now it's not as red as I anticipated. I think I just needed to use either more carmine and rouge, or maybe less copper, or less of this color shift magenta. Now the color shift, I can actually get a sense of it, because when I'm tilting you can see the sheen on top. Like, it's super awesome. Now so like I said, this is inspired by terbium, and the alloy that one of the alloys changes shape when it's next to a magnetic field. So here I'm trying to change the shape of my piece by doing a wreck with a comb from one side to the other, and so you will actually see that it does change the shape of it. It's still overall kind of, you know, you can kind of still get the sense of what, you know, the overall look is still sort of the same, but when you look at it, look at this. This is super changed, so you cannot say that it didn't change. It is absolutely stunning. I love this piece. I hope you feel the same way. Now let's see if I can take you in for a closer look at this piece. So this is kind of what it looks like overall. It's a hippie trippy piece. I really like it. It's very different. Now let me see if I can bring it in close. So again, this is the Comb Rec 2.0. So this is my second try at a Comb Rec. It's très chic. Look at all this color. It's wonderful. It's so bright. Okay, so I hope you liked my terbium inspired pour today. And so it's not as red as I had hoped, but I think it's gonna dry pretty awesome. So I look forward to showing you the dry results in a future pour, and we'll welcome you again for my next pour. Thank you so much for watching.